There's a cool thought experiment. Brian Klass wrote a book called Fluke, and he's talking about realities that are convergent or coincident. And he's basically saying, if you were to run reality back 1,000 times in all of the other universes, in how many of them would you have got an extraordinary outcome for talking about this?
Yep.
I get the sense that someone like Michael Phelps is like 900 of the 1,000 universes. He becomes world class in a thing. And the goal, I think, should be to try and construct a life where in as many universes as possible, you would have ended up with the kind of outcome that you're looking to have.
I see the same thing. If you live the routine, if you look at every rep they've ever burned throughout their entire life and you just replace with a different medium, that is the recipe for success. If there's 10,000 hours, they've logged so much more than, I mean, you break 10,000 hours down, 4 hours a day, was that roughly 8 years? Break down 8 hours a day, roughly 4 years. That's why I tell guys, once you get into your lane, if you sacrifice everything else for the first 4 years, you lay down those 10,000 hours, you can find a balance point for the rest of your career. That's just not what I did. That's what most of the guys didn't do. Drinking, partying, chasing women, doing the whole thing, just, set your hair on fire and run around throughout your early 20s. Not what I wish I would have done. So you got to make up that time on the backside. Just be a pro early.
Yeah, a lot of the time at the live shows that I do, young guys typically come up and they hear me talking about, well, I'm trying to use other fuel sources than just putting my foot on the gas pedal. I'm trying to give myself time to be creative because there's leverage in creativity that there isn't in white knuckling it. In fact, we did manage to white knuckle something today, which is one of the few times in my history that I've white knuckled creativity, but it's very rare. And that's huge step changes because of what I do. Maybe if you were somebody that's doing a special kind of battle plan for you guys that's in the intelligence side, and they're trying to come up with the perfect operation to reverse engineer exactly, that's it. That's the guy that you probably actually need in a hammock for a couple of hours a day, just thinking about shit. But for the most part, and in most industries, and even him back in the day when he was learning exactly how intelligence assets move and what the different ways that this geographic region relates to this particular culture and what this guy did in his background, he was doing his 8 hours a day. And young guys come and ask because they're hearing me talk about, I'm trying to use different leverage functions as opposed to what I did for the best part of 2 decades, which was like nose grindstone, just doing that, eating shit. And I'd typically ask them, you look pretty young. How old are you? He goes, I'm 22. I'm like, bro, I don't mean to be that patronizing asshole that was to me when I was 22, but you're made of rubber and magic at the moment. Like, you're indestructible. You can do 14, 16-hour days for multiple days in a row, then have one day where you have a bit more sleep and then run it back and run it back and run it back. And yeah, the gains of front loading your skill acquisition and setting down those paths of least resistance. What do I expect? How many guys that end up in the SEALs were probably in some form of sport as a kid, some degree of disciplined routine. Probably many. Now, I know that there's some, Andy's told me, he just total tearaways, seemed like, how the fuck is this redneck guy that never did? But even within them, you can see something. There's some sort of spark that seems to sort of lock them in. But yeah, defining your paths of least resistance by setting your habits early, I think, is it's a superpower. It's a superpower that you can give yourself.
It becomes routine. It becomes easy. You don't even realize you're doing it. I have an amazing support group on social. It's amazing. I'm shocked with the amount of people that hit me up and they say this phrase, I just can't get up that early. You have a $1,200 phone in your pocket. The simplest feature on it is the alarm. Just set it. And he goes, I can't, man. I always hit snooze. I've never hit snooze my whole life. I have no idea what you mean. So I'll give him a tip. Instead of putting it next to your nightstand, because I know it's where it is, put it in the wall 8 feet off your bed. Once you swing your feet out to unplug the phone, just continue the movement. Next day, lay out your clothes the night before. Get your bottle of water next to your bed. Get your pills all laid out. Everything you have to do in the exact order you're going to get dressed. You watch how fast your morning routine closes. Like I can be in and out of that house, rushed or not rushed, 4.5 minutes. I mean, fast. But I've also had to live my life like that the whole time.
Mm.
It's like as soon as you feel the momentum get created, you're like, I just have to follow the routine. Very easy. Like I got to get here early. I jumped in an Uber and I drove here last night just to make sure I knew where the building was, make sure I knew where the stairs were, right? I don't want to walk around. I don't want to be unprepared. So that's why I'm not late for anything.
Mm-hmm.
I show up, I dirt dive the night before. I know the traffic patterns. I know everything's going to happen. And then I just show up and do it. I've been working the last couple of years, going to dial it down. I talk a lot about dials,
really
not
doesn't
switches.
sound like it.
You should have seen me before.
Tell me what was before like.
You want to see a panic attack, grab somebody who is living that alert. Surgeons have it, ER docs have it. Like if that phone rings, you have to go. Watch a dude who lives his life like that go to 0 bars or his phone dies. Panic at the disco. Because if that thing goes off and your phone is dead, there's no excuse for it. You're just constantly checking it all day. If your phone goes off in the next room, I jump in and grab my phone. Everybody else does too. Put it back away. 2:30 in the morning. Try to fall back asleep. It's so hard to sleep because you're such on edge. You're waiting for that moment to come. You're waiting to spring out of it. You just got to learn how to power it down. It takes a long time though.
How exciting is being on a plane going out to do an operation when you've only had 30 minutes to get ready, but you've been thinking about it for a couple of months or years?
It's amazing. I mean, even on a helo flight on a normal deployment, it's the greatest thing you'll ever do. It is. Like there is nothing nothing that I found so far that can replace that feeling of setting on the helo, flying 30 seconds out, you get the call and you just watch all the guys. 1,000-yard stairs. I mean, they might as well be smoking cigarettes with their feet kicked up. They are so calm, so ready to send it. It makes you feel eerily comfortable. I don't care what happens when that ramp drops. We are golden. This is great. But the pressure to get there, that's all it is. Like a lot of it's kind of like meditating. You sit on that helo, the whine of the engines, the smell of the fuel, nobody's talking. Guys will put in iPods or they won't. They'll just sit there and they'll kind of just blank stare out and you'll think about everything you're about to do. The moment you land, when you get off the helo, where you're going to sit, the helo backblast, blowing all the dust all over your hair, everything. You think about every single detail. So when you get there, if anything happens, I've rehearsed this 50,000 times. It feels like you're omnipotent at a point. There's not a single detail you have not thought of that I haven't thought of that we all collectively have not thought of. So if anything goes wrong, switch. Just make it happen. But you have to think about it a lot. You have to be obsessed. You don't find a lot of guys that do that job who have extracurricular activities. I mean, when I got there, they make you sign a piece of paperwork. You're not going to try to get a college degree. You're not going to try to get a real estate license for your first 4 or 5 years. I forget what it was. We just want you to do this. Nothing else.
Mm-hmm. So they realize the price of obsession and the benefits of obsession.
And even if you don't, once you get there, when you see the guys that have been doing it, it confirms it. They are amazing. They just are. You think growing up, in that community, spending all that time in the teams and then getting to the varsity level, that it would be roughly the same? It couldn't be further apart. Everything they do is purpose-built. Everything they don't do is purpose-built. Their morning routine, the workouts, the recovery, what they drink or don't drink, and then how they compartmentalize stress. I've never seen anybody do it better.
How so?
They can block it out, no matter what happens. You're in the middle of an op, you come back, you've been gone for 4.5 months, and you have an email, your wife just left, you took 2 kids and moved to Missouri. You go right back to work. I'll solve that when I get home. They won't even care. They don't even think about it.
You've seen that happen?
More times than I can count. Compartmentalization is like the number one strength. How bad's it going right now? I don't know. I don't even think about it. Just block it out. It's hard to do though. When you get a family and you get all the other people that are drawing your time and attention, your bandwidth, it becomes hard to block out.
I'm surprised in some degrees that there isn't a rule that you are not going to get married or start a family while you're inside of the forces.
I said that for years. In a perfect world, they wouldn't.
You know that K-pop stars aren't allowed. They sign away on their contract when they get created as a group. I think it might even be to be celibate, but it's certainly to not have a partner, absolutely to not get married, absolutely to not have kids. One of the interesting things, South Korea's got the lowest birth rate in the world. And one of the reasons that some demographer friends of mine think that that's the case is that the single most powerful cultural export and cultural influence in Korea is K-pop, and all of the K-pop stars are by contract unpartnered and childless. But if you can do it to people that do coordinated dances on stage, I would expect that there would be a tier that you would get to where the government says, hey, while you're here, I'm afraid you're in K-pop mode.
I used to always say, if you could build a lab and you could build nothing but premium assaulters, what would you want them to be like? James Bond. Orphans, no wife, no kids, no external commitments, just focus on this craft. I mean, that's why when you look at James Bond,
He's focused on fucking women.
He is, but he's not getting married. He has nothing. So you get the hybrid between him and Neil McCauley from Heat. Can't get attached to anything. You can't walk away from 30 seconds. You feel heat coming around the corner. It's that kind of comparison. But then what do you want him to be able to do? Because you can't have it both. You can't have people that have no empathy because you want this Captain America, this superhero figure that saving babies and killing the bad guy and rescuing the princess and all this nonsense. Is that really what you want? It's not what the enemy have. They don't have that at all. What do you want? And I feel like people can't make up their mind.
It's really interesting. You know, the last few years we've seen war. Get that in here. Go on.
I've been waiting so long to drink one of these things.
Okay, I'm gonna allow you to enjoy this without me distracting you. Get it in.
Just in case you're wondering, you can't find these in Virginia Beach. Oh,
there it is.
Cousin, that's good. Good for you. Congrats.
Thank you. You know, we've never seen kinetic encounters be as widely broadcast as Russia, Ukraine, Middle East. I mean, even this year, fucking rockets going through Dubai hotel windows and stuff being shot down over airports. I'm kind of fascinated by the collateral damage that has always been a part of war. Or another way to put it would be sort of the ugliness. Even forget the collateral damage, because I'm aware that with modern war techniques, you would like to think we can minimize those. There can be precision that's done, and I think you get into a discussion that's probably pretty honest there. But another one would just be, there are certain elements of war, many elements of war, that are just messy and very ugly, and that includes the people that are doing it. And it's strange now to think that there's a level of sort of sanitization that many people from a country who wouldn't want to be invaded or attacked are also unhappy with the people who are doing it on their behalf, who are the shield or the spear that are ensuring that they stay safe. I don't like the way that they're doing it. It's being done in a manner that seems uncouth or barbaric or insufficiently empathetic. And I'm just interested in what you think about this additional level of scrutiny around not just what happens, which is one part of it, but the way that it happens too. Like, I want you to care more about this. And you go, for every percent that I care, my effectiveness goes down by however much, more than 1%, I would imagine. How do you come to think about that?
From the US side, and I'll say from the Five Eyes side, so UK same way, you put these soldiers at such a disadvantage tactically because you're trying to mitigate all the risk to the civilian populace. They put that first and foremost. So anything, like collateral damage, that is the number one thing they're concerned with. They don't want to kill women, they don't want to kill kids, they don't want to kill innocent bystanders, and they put you at significant risk to try to avoid that. They didn't do it in World War II, they didn't do it anywhere else, but they're doing it now. I just wish people would shut their TV off and just say thanks. Like, you don't really want to see what happens. You don't. You're not going to pick up a gun and go do it. You want to sit here and shine the bright lights at us and point fingers. I see what they're doing in Australia to Ben Roberts-Smith, and I watch the UK do it with my buddy Jamie. And just, you string these guys up like they're criminals.
What is it that's happening with those examples?
War crimes and stuff like that. Like my buddy Jay, 22 SAS, Him and his whole team got wrapped up on a triple murder charge, saying they killed innocent Afghans who had AKs, were shooting at them, and enemy fighters, and they spun up this whole campaign. They gave him a Silver Star equivalent for the operation, and then 2 years later, he can't come to the U.S.
Because he's got a record?
Yeah. So we've been trying to fight. We're trying to fight it right now. We're trying to get someone to give him a visa to let him come to the U.S. And right now, they won't. It's crazy. Now, Ben Robert Smith and SASR in Australia, they're doing the same thing. He got the Medal of Honor. Like, he is a legitimate war hero, and they're trying to string him up because they're saying he murdered Afghan civilians. I haven't seen anybody get. I've never seen a murder. Never. People don't do that. It's not a thing. And people think it is. And World War II was a thing. World War I was a thing for sure. Vietnam, probably a thing. It's not a thing now.
Why?
It's just too much technology. Too many eyes in the sky. You can't do it.
You feel like you're under CCTV surveillance the whole time.
100% you are.
So you're saying that
it's
it's not necessarily that guys wouldn't want to, or that guys wouldn't. It's that the likelihood of you being caught is so high that you know, if I do this.
Yeah. And I don't want to confuse murder with actual war, but what you would classify as murder, to me, isn't murder. That guy has an AK. He's shooting out of a second-story window at us. And if we go in there and kill him, and he threw the gun 6 feet that way, you're saying he's unarmed. No, cousin. He was just shooting at that window. He just shot one of our dudes. And now you're saying because I plugged him, that gun's 6 feet over there, that he's not an enemy combatant. Yes, he is. They know how to play the game. They're screwing with you because you've never played it.
Okay, tell me about what's happening from a enemy combatant standpoint where they're trying to manipulate those rules.
Because now they know because we fought that war for way too long. Starting in Afghanistan, it spilled over to Iraq. So you'd see these guys. They'd shoot out of the windows, you run in, you do a whole raid. You can't find a single gun in the house. And you're like, how is this?
When I was outside the house, I saw you with a gun. Now I'm inside the house. I don't know where the fuck they are.
I don't know where it is. And you find a false wall with RPGs, explosives, everything in there. Like, oh, well, yeah, he's got a drop cloth. Pulls it down, throws it on there, slams it back up. There's a big poster or painting behind it, and you just don't check. And now we get really, really good at searching houses. Now we really get to see them. But somebody else comes in there, you plug a guy in the corner, you take your photos, there's no gun next to him, you're going to jail for that. There was a gun in here. No, his wife grabbed it and shoved it in there. That's how it happened. Like,
why do you need to take photos? To justify the kill?
Yeah. Because ultimately you're going to pay them money at the end of the day. Every person you shoot in Iraq or Afghanistan gets a cash payout.
Well, they don't.
The family does.
Right.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Whether they're a combatant or not?
Whether they're a combatant or not.
How much is the money?
I don't remember off the top of my head. I mean, for a while, I think we were paying like $5,000 for a door. If you blew their door, you had to pay them money. It might
it's an expensive door in Afghanistan. I've seen some of the doors on video in Afghanistan. They don't look like $5,000 doors.
No, they don't. But I mean, to them, it's monopoly money. They just throw it out there. Winning hearts and minds, winning hearts and minds. Like, why? Why are we winning hearts and minds? I'm not here to win hearts and minds. I'm not here for that at all. I'm not. Not a bit. I don't care about hearts and minds. And I know that makes me sound cruel. I'm not cruel. I'm one of the nicest people I know. But you can't play the game like that. You can't. You must go out with both hands tied behind your back. It's crazy. Because now they've been in the system so long, they know exactly how to manipulate it. They know exactly what to say. They're going to get thrown in jail for 2 weeks. They're going to get fed 3 times a day, more than they ever have in their whole life. Hot shower, clean bed, air conditioning, TV. They'll get released, and now they know the exact process.
When do they get thrown in jail?
Whenever you arrest them.
Right. Okay. So you're basically glorified police.
Yes. Unless it's Osama bin Laden, like somebody else, like an actual terrorist network. If you're just out there door to door, gangbuster style, Baghdad 2005, just hitting every house, you're just wrapping up as many military age males as you can. You find the AKs, you have all the atmospherics, you know what they're up to. And if they don't have a gun, you're wrapping them up.
What's atmospherics?
I mean, all their deep. So everything they're saying on cell phones, emails, radios, you have all that. So you build out your profile. So I know exactly who you are. I know exactly who your neighbor is. I know you're banging his wife. I know everything. So when I get there, you don't have a gun. I wrap you in, take you in for questioning. You don't give us anything, but now you know exactly what our tactics are. You know where I have to put you. You know exactly what to say to get released in 48, 72, 2 weeks, whatever it is. They go back out there. They spread the gospel to all their friends, and now they know. And they get really good.
It's like the Somali daycares of the Middle East.
Don't get me started on Somalia. Yeah. That's a place you never want to visit.
Why?
Why?
You
You ever seen Black Hawk Down?
Mhm.
Most realistic war movie I've ever seen. That's exactly how it is.
How so?
It's lawless. Do whatever you want to. It's like Lord of the Flies. They can do whatever they want to. Like if I dropped you in Mogadishu right now, Bakar Market right now, they'd cut your arms and legs off.
Why?
Because you're white. Nobody's going to stop them. Why wouldn't they?
Mm.
Cut your head off, put on Al Jazeera, burn American flag. They'll go off and chew a bunch of cotton, go to sleep, wake up tomorrow and do it again. They don't care. It's lawless.